My name is Clayton. I'm 30 years old. I'm a cybersecurity analyst, and I live in Lexington, Kentucky. My current living situation, I'm living in a one-bedroom apartment. My mom lives in like a walk-in closet.
Awesome! We are 5 episodes into the new season, and we finally made it to Closet Mom. And yes, they made us wait 5 whole weeks to meet these new cast members. I was starting to lose hope that it would even happen. Like, Closet Mom would turn into this 90-day myth and we would never meet her. I do have a theory, though, as to why they've been teasing us with this. And it's not just because these new couples we've met are already getting annoying. I mean, Nikki and Justin/Igor, they are already fast-forward material. First of all, they are not even starting their 90 days. I cannot get over that. From what I understand, they don't even have the visa approval yet. And once Nikki said that she's been supporting Justin financially for years this whole time, I stopped caring altogether about them.
I did agree I would help him. There's just so much you can do for someone. You can help them financially, you can support them on the phone. But then there's the other elements of a relationship when you're together finally.
They don't even seem like they are even really a couple at this point. And Nikki pushing intimacy is not a storyline to have when this is supposed to be about couples starting their 90 days.
Being intimate is a very big part of making our relationship work too. And sometimes I just feel like he doesn't even try.
This OG 90 Day Fiancé is supposed to be the show where everyone has this figured out and is planning a wedding, right? Right? This is 90 Day Fiancé, not I'm not sure my boyfriend even likes me fiancé. And Rob and Sophie too. Yikes. Yes, they are saying that they are in the K1 visa process, which I don't even really believe at this point, but the fact that these two haven't talked about having kids when they are supposed to have already started their 90 days, that's so dumb.
To be honest, I don't think I actually want to be pregnant.
And then Rob runs away in the arcade. I'm so sorry, Rob, that she doesn't want to add kids to this studio apartment situation. Or, maybe she just has standards, like not wanting her kids to have a bathroom outside. If anything, I think that Sophie has shown that she is more level-headed at 23 years old than 32-year-old Rob throwing a tantrum in this arcade.
Even Jay-Z and Beyonce got kids. It's like, I don't want to be single forever. If I wanted to not have kids, I'd probably be a player forever.
And before we even had a chance to see if they could agree on the whole surrogacy option or whatever they decide to do, that sounds very expensive, especially since Sophie has some serious medical issues to consider.
When I was 15, they found there was a teratoma cyst in my left ovary. If they didn't find it in time, I would have died.
This got very, very messy.
Basically, he's been getting disgusting videos from other women. The videos are disgusting and he's entertaining it.
And I actually think that we might already have a couple that could leave the show.
And I left. I threw the ring. I didn't even have the ring anymore. I threw the ring. So yeah, right now, him.
And that is what my theory is that I mentioned earlier. I think that there could be some short-lived relationships this season. Nikki and Justin possibly being a short relationship. And then maybe Rob and Sophie. I mean, Rob got caught online cheating again. And Sophie moved into an Airbnb. This poor girl is alone in the US and has to decide if she's going back home or not. I really do think the show is having a hard time finding K1 visa couples, or at least couples that are truly starting the 90-day process. So I think that they delayed some of the real couples stories, knowing that these ones would be short-lived. And now that some of them are already fizzling out or getting boring, they are ready to introduce new and hopefully longer-lasting couples. And yes, one of those couples I'm talking about is the Closet Mom couple, which I should probably nickname them something else, because out of context, this nickname is probably confusing to some people. So let's finally meet this couple, and the mom that's going to live with them, and the animals.
My name is Clayton. I'm 30 years old. I'm a cybersecurity analyst, and I live in Lexington, Kentucky.
Clayton doesn't just live with his 2 guinea pigs in this 1-bedroom apartment. He also lives with his 2 dogs, and yep, his mom Violet, who lives in the closet. She has been living in the walk-in closet for 3 years to save money to get her own place.
The perfect mom-sized bedroom. He said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yep."
And no, there doesn't seem to be a lot of space in the apartment, but things are about to get a lot more crowded because Clayton's fiancée, Anali, is about to leave her life behind in Peru to move to the US. These two met and fell in love on a language learning app. And now Clayton and Anali are about to start their 90 days.
Anali got issued her K1 visa about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and she's going to be arriving to the U.S. very soon. But I'm worried about how Anali would react if she were to arrive today.
I'm now going to stop calling this woman Closet Mom. Violet. Her name is Violet. And Violet has a bit of a hoarding problem. Clayton doesn't seem to completely acknowledge that this is a true hoarding problem, but he does seem to know that this could cause some issues with his soon arriving fiancé.
I don't want junk. Like, I will throw
To
stuff
me,
away.
it's not junk.
I know it's not junk to you.
So this is the first, I would say, concern I would see with Anali trying to adapt to a new life here. But Clayton is at least aware of it.
I want enough space for me and my fiance to live comfortably.
It's hard to gauge this early if this will be like a Colt and Larissa situation. With Colt, he acknowledged that his mom could be an issue with her living with them, but he never made any moves to get Debbie out of the house when he was with Larissa. And Debbie had way too much involvement in their relationship and she was around all the time. So with Clayton and Anali, this could go either way. This could be bad, like Colt and Larissa's situation on fire. Or this could go the other way, and maybe he figures out a way to get his mom out of the house, or they work this out and everyone's happy. I do feel like already, though, with Clayton, that there's a level of denial. And that's because I don't really see them get rid of much of the stuff that his mom is hoarding. Like at the storage unit, they just kind of shove more stuff in there.
I told you.
For this to work, there has to be some long-term plans for this and his mom. She's already been living there for 3 years, not a few months. So what is the expectation for her moving out? Or is there one? I don't really see any scenes where there's even like a place to sit in their apartment, either in the living room. So that problem on its own could make Anali turn right back around and go back to Peru.
¿Hay suficiente espacio para mí cuando llegue?
Sí, estamos ordenando.
But I guess we'll just have to see what the apartment looks like when she does arrive. Just to flip it back to the positive for a second, I do want to say that this couple does seem like a real couple, and they do seem to really care about each other. So maybe that is like a sign that there's some hope for this. I would say that Colt and Larissa didn't seem to really know each other that well, and that was very obvious when Larissa arrived. And it all crashed and burned very quickly for them. So we'll just have to see how Anali reacts when she arrives to the apartment. But again, it's nice to see just like a real couple on here. And there's actually some real life struggles going on with Clayton sharing an apartment with his mom. There's no filtered influencer pictures anywhere in this story. I do also feel like we're seeing that with Nick and Devin as well. They have the very real challenge of getting Nick's parents' approval before they start their 90 days. So they technically haven't started their 90 days, but they have the visa.
Without my parents' blessing, I can't go to US.
So if they get his parents' approval, I think we are going to see their 90 days. I don't know, at least I hope we do. What I really want to see is how Nick's pet name for Devin goes over in Arkansas.
Devin calls me Monkey, and I call her Piggy because she's cute and a little chubby.
I do not think it's going to go over very well. Clayton also has what I consider to be another concern that might make the upcoming 90 days difficult. And no, it's not that Anali could possibly consider Clayton's prized guinea pigs as a meal.
My fiance has eaten a guinea pig, and she says it's delicious. But I also want her to think that they're like, part of the family, not part of like breakfast with coffee.
Got that, Anali? These guinea pigs are friends, not food. My concern is that Clayton has had a habit of ignoring the clutter in his apartment and escaping into his room to work from home and play games.
The game that I play, I've been like addicted to since I was like an early teenager. I have like over 20,000 hours on that game.
I don't have a problem with gaming, but Clayton will not be able to just hide away in a small room with his fiance here. His escape is not going to work when there is real conflict. He can't just ignore the clutter if his fiance is not okay with it. And there's also this other issue of Anali not telling her dad about her moving to the US. We've actually seen this happen a few times. It also happened recently to another couple on this same season. But yes, their 2-year relationship being a secret is of course a bit odd. With the other couples that this has happened to, usually once they tell the family or parent, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm not 100% certain that he would try to convince her not to come here, but I'm certain enough that I would not want to risk that whatsoever.
But I guess we're just gonna have to see how that goes. I think in general, I'm feeling like these two are both living in a bubble. Clayton has a mom with a hoarding issue that lives in his closet, and he hasn't really dealt with the issue. He's just stuffed a storage locker full of her stuff. He's also shoved into an office in a small room and just escaped into games for a lot of his life. And then Anali hasn't been honest with her family about the fact that she's moving to the US. We haven't met her yet, but I'm guessing she's younger. But I just feel like neither of them are really grasping how difficult this is about to be. And the mom in the closet is not going to make any of this easier.
Big Ed has a poem for you. Roses are red, violets are blue. Subscribe to the Kiblz channel.
You're my best view.
And on the next episode, Anali finally arrives.
If Anali and my mom don't get along, I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna do.
And it looks like maybe they really did make some space. That looks like a couch in the living room. Let me know what you think about this couple. I know it's early and we just met them, but to me, there's no way that the hoarding in a one-bedroom apartment is not going to cause an issue at some point. And this could really go either way. And either Clayton will put his fiance first and address the hoarding issues, he could possibly have a plan to get his mom to move out, or he will go the Colt route and take his mom's side. And this will turn into an extreme version of Colt and Larissa. And this marriage, or even just their 90 days, will crumble. Again, let me know what you think, and I'm really excited to see how this new story plays out. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!